Well, it kind of is really. You just move your hands instead of a finger.
Oh, wait, what?
I just moved a box out of the way of my
Yeah.
finger. So it was in front of my head.
Yeah, but if real life, what do you mean? If real
Yeah,
life
you know,
is
like you could just go, oh, I just need this. You know,
oh,
like,
and you can just go like that.
yeah, move it.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any yogis that can do that.
Probably.
Like, do you know of anyone or any
Who can
stories
swipe
who can
and delete things.
yeah, well, who can actually like move things? Like
Move things. I have seen it. Yeah.
really?
Not in real life.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because I've come across a few videos.
Yeah.
But you just don't know if it's real. Like
Yeah.
I don't know to believe it or not.
Yeah. Yes, I would definitely say it's definitely real.
Right.
Yeah. But whether that individual is doing it or not,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
it might be sleight of hand.
Because I can't say I haven't sat there in front of something and been like
Yeah.
trying to like
Yeah.
move it with
Yeah,
my
move
eyes and
move
my
it.
hands.
Yeah, move it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think those things are really fascinating, and you know, it'd be a fun little party trick. But that may be all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ends up being a cool party trick. You might be a great magician,
Oh yeah.
but you know,
Yeah,
whether you
set
can,
you apart from the rest. for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. But whether you can actually, you know, like the only point of why you would want something like that is that if you lost complete control of your body.
I guess, but having it would mean that you're spiritually, I don't know, if you can do something like that with your mind, then you're, I don't know, spiritually advanced.
Yeah, not necessarily, because, you know, people who are not very far down the path can do it as well.
Right.
Yeah, think of it more like I've learnt the flute.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And so yeah, you can learn the flute and still not be, you know, still losing it over the minor things in life.
Right. Okay.
But you may have a cool skill and it might set you on the path to being able to learn other things.
Yeah.
Because you're developing a skill. Learning
Yeah.
any skill is great for, you know, developing any other skill.
That's true.
Yeah, because it teaches you patience and all of those types of things.
Yeah.
But I think, when we see having cool abilities doesn't mean that you're far down the path. I would probably say the path to what?
Right.
Yeah. Because I think...
Evil.
Yeah. Well, see, most people want the path of you know, like feeling good.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. No one wants to have a whole lot of money and a whole lot of skill and still feel crap.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like if you... That should be the first main goal.
Right. What?
Like get rid of fear
Oh yeah.
and feel great.
Yeah.
And just have an awesome, you know, experience of life.
Mm-hmm.
And then anything that else comes along is like a nice little bonus, but it's you soon realize that it's just accumulating another thing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're going to get people who come along and say, oh, can you perform this trick for me?
Yeah.
You know, I'll pay lots of money. And it's like, okay, well, then I need to be Matt the magician.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
really
yeah.
leads into what I want to talk about today, because how would you not start to become attached to the things that you're accumulating?
Yeah.
You know, even if you've got the mindset of I just want simplicity,
Yeah.
how to not be attached when you start receiving after you've let go.
Yeah.
Because once you let go, you do start receiving.
Yeah. Well, it's totally fine to be wealthy. Totally fine to be wealthy. And then also to play with the, you know, like the toys that you accumulate and whatnot. And then also realize that you got to give up the toys anyway.
Yeah.
So you're only getting to play with them for a little while anyway, even if it was a number of years or decades or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Eventually you're going to have to give them up.
Yeah.
So it's still the play of, you know, like getting, losing, losing.
Yeah. I guess is having awareness enough, like just having the awareness that, oh, look at that, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this thing that's come into my life.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I guess you have to think about, like when you eventually leave the body, what's the only thing you're taking with you?
Your consciousness.
Just your awareness.
Your awareness,
Yeah, how aware you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like if you're really aware, you might go, yes. Death. Oh, yeah, lack of oxygen. Body failing.
Yeah.
And instead of going like, I don't want to die, all of those things, and then heartache and tears and all of that.
Yeah. I do find it conflicting though, because I see that like two paths of taking the path of just having awareness and not reacting to things.
Yeah.
And then the path of reacting to things and like letting yourself feel the emotions.
Yeah.
I don't know, because that just feels like the human experience, and why wouldn't you want to feel the emotions?
Yeah. Well, you could.
Why would you be kind of like an
automaton?
Oh, I'm going to die.
Like a robot.
Yeah, like I'd want, if I'm going to die, like I'd want to cry. I'd want to feel all the emotions, and there would be happiness and sadness.
Well, you could definitely do all of that as well.
Yeah, I guess they're just two different options.
Yeah. So you could go, I mean, it happens to me, I might feel some pain and I'll go, oh, wow, excruciating pain. It's not like I'm not feeling the pain, certainly feeling the pain. The only difference is that there isn't suffering attached to the pain.
Right, yeah.
And the suffering is simply the desire for the pain to stop.
Right.
Like, I mean, that's an obvious thing that you might, everyone goes, I don't want to be in pain.
Yeah.
I want the pain to stop.
Yeah.
But usually pain is just an indicator to say that whatever you're doing, you need to stop.
Right.
If you're hitting your thumb with a hammer trying to drive in a nail, maybe try to hit the nail.
Yeah, I guess you shouldn't be there being like, oh, yes, this emotion, this crazy.
So, we don't want to be devoid of pain.
Yeah.
Because then we'll have leprosy.
Yeah.
And then you'll end up just letting anything eat your body and you won't be aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pain is actually a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And emotions can be wonderful things. You can feel things, on levels that are just, wow, totally amazing. But you don't have to then be totally tied to the emotion.
Right.
So that is that, my car got stolen. Oh, I'm so unhappy, or I'm so angry. If you were maybe not so attached to the car, you might go, okay. Oh, well, that's a shame.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, well, you might still feel disappointment and, annoyance that, okay, looks like I've got to figure this one out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it won't be so much like being lost in anger or frustration.
Yeah.
It'll be more like, an inconvenience.
Yeah. I feel like it's such a fine line between feeling what arises and then just stopping and observing it instead of letting it get away from you.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's right.
Goes back to my question that I have for today.
Yes.
Which is how are you supposed to create art and there's not like an iota of wanting or needing validation in that, like, because creating art, you want it to be a pure thing. You don't want it to be infected with anything else like needing validation, but naturally it is, because people make money from creating art. And when you create art, you think, well, I can make money from this, so all of a sudden you're creating art from a place of lack almost. Or if you're making art for someone else, how can it be from a place of pure, I just want to give this to you, rather than I'm going to give this to you and you're going to be so happy and you're going to love me, and
So when I think about it, the way I experience it now is at the time of making the art, it's the fun of the experience. So it might be at times an adventure to find the parts that make the song work. It may have taken, maybe a couple of weeks to write the melody, or maybe even a couple of years, depending. But all of those things are happening in that moment. And so in this current moment, sitting here thinking about those things, well, all of those moments have gone. They've come and gone. And so all that I'm left with now is either the song in my head or the song that I've recorded. And then when I pass it on to someone, all there is that moment of passing on. In a lot of ways, I wrote this song for you, even though at the time I wasn't even thinking of you. But I've now acknowledged that, I'm going to give you this song.
Yeah, it could be about you.
Yeah, it could be about you. And then whatever they experience from that song, they experience. But they don't need to tell me about what they're experiencing. Yeah, they don't even have to say, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, but when you don't get a thank you, in a situation like that, if you've given someone something that you've made, even if you did it because you wanted to make them happy, how can it be purely selfless? How can you not make art that's self-indulgent?
Self-indulgent,
even slightly self-indulgent.
Yeah, well, I guess the first thing about art is that it's a expression of emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it naturally would be self-indulgent.
Well, yeah, you're indulging in the experience of that emotion at that time. And then it's a little bit like, when you give someone a gift, is it a gift with strings attached?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like if you're giving someone something, like how do you not have those little strings attached? Like if they're not going to react the way you planned for them to react, or even just acknowledge that you put in effort. Yeah. It's like, oh, ouch.
Yeah, come on, just give me that little thank you. I need that thank you, God damn it. Yeah. For me nowadays is that I realize that when I'm giving someone something, that I am really just giving them the opportunity to experience something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're giving them the opportunity to experience something.
Yeah. But I don't need to receive anything from them in order for them to have the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And any silliness that goes through their head, I actually don't want to be a part of.
Right. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. Like even if someone is thanking you,
they might be thanking me just out of the pressure that they feel that they should.
Right. Yeah. And you don't want a part of that.
I don't want a part of that.
Yeah.
No.
That's
So it's like, here's something for you. Yeah, this is an experience for you. Whatever comes of it is your experience. You don't have to, praise me for it or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure, a thank you is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not looking for a thank you, not giving you a gift for a thank you.
Yeah.
There is always an exchange of energy. Whenever you give energy to someone, there's some energy that is received.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's enough.
Yeah. What about if you just leave it on their doorstep, ring the doorbell and
run away? Well, there's still that thought lingering in your head later on. Oh yeah, I wonder if they got the gift. Oh, I hope they didn't step on it.
Yeah.
So, and then eventually it fades and forgotten, and the whole thing is like it probably almost never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it ripples through, other people's experiences. You know, people telling the story, oh, I got this gift on my doorstep and blah, blah, blah. And then before long, it's the town joke.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I guess this is all like the gift giving and the reciprocity of it is just a good analogy for making art and putting it out there.
Yeah.
And I guess selling it and obviously wanting money from it.
Yeah.
If it's, makes up a part of your livelihood.
Yes.
And, hoping people will pay a good amount for it or you'll make enough money from it.
Yeah, okay. So let's say if you owned an orchard and you grew apples and each day you picked apples and they were like a gift. And then you were selling them to, say, a grocer, a fruiterer, who was then selling them on to a customer. Yeah. So your gift is really, if it wasn't for you, that customer wouldn't end up with the apple and the fruiterer wouldn't end up with payment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a gift that's happening there.
Yeah.
And then you could say, well, I take good care of my trees and that's the art.
Right.
Yeah. Making sure they're well pruned and, healthy and well fed and they grow big apples. And if there's no rain, I water them and all of that type of thing. Yeah, that could be your artistic expression.
Yeah.
Yeah. As much as, a butcher carving up a cow.
Yeah.
Although there's probably many Hindus, so I've just offended. Sorry, my Hindu friends. And all of that, people have skills in all types of, like making all types of things, food for other humans to consume. Yeah. Or animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that skill ends up being your gift, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then your piece of art. But I think really what you're talking about is not so much of food, but more of just an expression of emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that someone hangs on their wall as a drawing or a painting, or maybe listens to as, like a piece of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm talking about validation and
adoring fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or just the line of, creating the art, putting it out there and not needing the validation. I mean, personally for me, in terms of validation and money and, getting exposure, my wish is that I can just make enough to continue doing what I love to do.
Yeah. And comfortably.
Yeah. And my wish is also for success and to prosper in that as well and to grow.
Absolutely. And nothing wrong with any of those things.
Yeah. But I wouldn't like to, along the way, get clouded by the success.
Yeah. Oh, that's all part of the fun, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And then not realize that this need for validation and more money has slipped through the side door. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, see, the funny thing is this, right? When you were really little, all you needed was your nappy changed and to be fed. Yeah. Because you probably even had enough brown fat on you to keep warm. Yeah. And all you probably needed is the blanket. And you were pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we first gave my oldest a present for Christmas, her first Christmas present. We sat it down in front of her and she was like, she was so excited because of the bright colours of the, of the wrapping paper and everything. And then we ripped it off and she burst into tears.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Because she was like, what are you doing?
Oh, because she was excited about the wrapping paper.
And we're like, no, look what's under it.
Yeah.
So, as you get older and more sophisticated, you start to change your direction.
Yeah.
You go, oh yeah, nappy changed, fed, blanket was nice, but now I've leveled up and now I want a tricycle.
Right.
And I'm going to sook until I get that tricycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once I got the tricycle, then I'll ride around for a couple of months and I'll be very happy. But then after that, there will be something else. Now I want a racer.
Yeah.
Or a mountain bike or a BMX.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And so up it will go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you might then end up with a beautiful house and 5 cars. Yeah. And it might still not be enough. You
Yeah.
might still be looking at an old vintage Porsche going, oh, I really like that, lime green vintage Porsche. I could really do that. Consider my collection very well.
Yeah.
So, and there's nothing wrong with any of those things. It's just that there's a tendency that if you're not aware, you can become quite lost in them.
Yeah, I just find humbleness is very elusive. Like you can really settle in it and then realize that it's escaped you, you know?
Yeah, well, the growth of accumulating things can be usually pretty slow unless you went Tats Lotto and you just, get a whole lot of stuff all of a sudden. And then you go on a rampage of like, oh, all the things I've missed out on, I'm now going to accumulate in one foul swoop.
Yeah.
But then generally what happens is that wealth doesn't last for very long because you spend it all on stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and you might have wealth of stuff but not wealth of zeros after your, ones and twos in your bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, excuse me. It's all a bit of a play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all a bit of a play. And, like when you think about it, are you going to take any of those things with you when you pass?
No.
No. And do you know when you're going to pass?
No.
No. Okay, so lots of things we don't know.
Yeah.
So, like if you were really, really hanging on to these things saying, I must get a thank you from my adoring fans for writing this goddamn amazing song. Yeah, and then you die just before it gets released. You might be, staring from the other side going, oh, God damn it. Wow, it's so close.
Would you be though? Like honestly, once you've passed,
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't matter anymore.
Nah, it wouldn't matter anymore. You'd be off doing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd probably be looking for some type of ethereal cloak for your naked ethereal body.
Right.
Yeah. Or maybe maybe they come together. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe as soon as you pass, you already have it on. Yeah.
Probably.
So.
That just reminds me of Voldemort.
Ah, yes.
In which movie is it? When he's revealed and
Yeah.
he comes out of the cauldron.
Ah, yes.
And he's like naked at first and
Yeah.
then like the cloaks like come
Yeah.
onto him. And
Yeah.
I don't think that's very realistic.
Yeah, well, if you come out of a cauldron, I don't know who's going to slip a coat over you.
Yeah, I just thought they did that just to keep that PG, but I feel like
Right, okay. Yeah, he should have been standing there
He should have been naked.
in his birthday suit.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying
It
to
would have
say.
been very awkward for, who was it? Wormtail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. You're naked. Shut up, Wormtail.
At least Cedric was on his way out.
Ah, yes. So, yeah. So where else are we with this conversation about accumulating wealth through art?
Yeah. I just feel like it's a slippery slope
Yeah.
in regards to doing it for the purity of the love.
Yeah.
And then money just gets
Yeah.
its fingers
Yeah.
all over everything.
God,
I just feel like money corrupts everything, right? It just corrupts the life that we're living.
Yeah. Money. It's actually not money.
No?
No, it's not got nothing to do with money. Money is just but well, see, money is just a way of bartering. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just we're both agreeing that you're worth this much, I'm worth this much in terms of time. I've put this amount of time and effort into this thing, and because of my experience, of living on the planet for so many years and blah blah blah, I'm worth this much.
Yeah, but I just think like human decency and like fairness goes out the window when you add money into the equation of things.
Yeah.
Like just as an example, like in a workplace,
Yes.
the second you say, oh, you can make lots of money from this, well, all of a sudden the worker can be used and exploited.
That's right.
Because there's someone higher up that's just going to make some money from it. You know?
Yeah. But that only has to come. That comes down to the person who's higher up. How like where their ethics are. And, like maybe how self-aware they are.
Yeah.
And, they may be, felt very hard done by their surroundings and feel as though that, life is about just grab as much as you can and stuff your pockets because you don't know, like when the next meal or the next check is coming.
Yeah.
So take everything you can.
But I do feel like that's most organizations and businesses these days. Naturally, the goal is to make the most money,
Yeah.
So,
well, let's dive into that. Say if you had, say, a small business and you employed 2 friends, then you would need enough income for 3 of you. Yeah. And you might then feel the pressure to make as much money as you can, not only for yourself but also for the benefit of your friends. Yeah. And so the boss may look out, at the workforce and then be looking back at the money coming in and then see, like, say, workers goofing off and then start getting stressed out.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then going, we're not going to meet our, margin, and these people are just goofing off.
Yeah.
They're not aware that, like we're really towing the line here. And then because of that, like through the fear of that, you might find the boss, acting in a way that's, say, being a bit lost in the fear of not making enough money. Yeah. And I haven't ever been in that situation, fortunately, because I've never had any employees.
Nice.
Well, actually, no, I lie. I actually have had one employee at one stage, yeah.
Oh.
But that only lasted a small amount of time.
Didn't go well.
Well, it went well for a bit until, like other people got involved.
Right, okay.
We'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
But, with all of those things, and even that situation was interesting because I remember there was a moment where the person who was getting paid by, because I run a music school and he was a hired teacher, and the parent was paid me the money, and I got the maths wrong.
Right.
And paid the student, the other teacher incorrectly in front of the parent.
Right.
And the parent looked at me wild-eyed like, what are you doing ripping him off? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's actually
but that's an honest mistake.
Just an honest mistake. Yeah. But to him, it wasn't. It looked like I was pulling a shifty.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And of course, if you upset someone, they don't tell one person, they tell everyone. So, then it may have gotten around for an afternoon, this teacher's not very blah, 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 And then one thing led to another, and then eventually the teacher came back to me and said, my dad thinks that your idea on payment is not very good.
Oh,
okay, I'm leaving. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
Nice. Bye.
And so, and there was a little bit more to the story, but that's basically the crux of it. Yeah. And so I didn't really think too much more of it than that, just simply because it's like, you live and learn. And, I wasn't going out of my way to, like take money off him or anything.
Yeah.
I made an honest mistake. And it was in front of people, and I apologised, and it was no big deal, at least to me.
Really seems like no big deal.
Yeah. But like people are very touchy about money.
Yeah.
And things get blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I could see that could be what happened to other people who run a business, start a small business, then it turns into a big business, and then before long it turns into a company, and then the person who was the original founder then goes, this is getting out of control, I need a CEO.
Yeah.
And then the CEO comes in, and the CEO is afraid of losing their job, and so they start making changes, and then all the employees are afraid of losing their jobs, so they start making changes, and then before long the whole thing is just run on fear.
Yeah.
And it's the corruption of fear, not so much the corruption of money.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's really when we look at money, we like to blame it as the thing that's causing the fear.
Yeah, I just can't see how money can be separate from fear then, you know?
Yeah. Well, so fear and money are not the same thing. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And money doesn't create fear. Yeah. Money is just like anything, it's a tool. It's just a tool. So if we want to do business together, we're just going to use money because it's easier than bartering.
Right.
Because with bartering, we need to agree on something and there's a bit of haggling and we can't be bothered. So it's just much easier if I say, this is my price, and if you accept it, that's good. And if you don't, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because the rest of the world works like that as well, then it's easy. Yeah, it's easy. Then no big deal. So I think what happens is that we get comfortable with a certain amount, and then we start to push for more comfort. Yeah, just out of fear of not having enough.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But that fear of not having enough doesn't come from scarcity of money, although you might say it is because scarcity of money that I feel like I don't have enough. Actually, you may have enough to keep you going from day to day.
Yeah. So I guess as an artist, you just sort of take on the mindset of you don't be fearful of what you might lose.
Yeah.
By making your art.
Yeah, that's right.
And don't rely on what you might gain.
Yeah.
Just make the art.
Just make the art.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, look, the other thing is that you might say, oh, should I just get a proper job that has nothing to do with my art and just, do my art for the love of doing art? You could definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could keep playing the game of I'm going to make money out of my art. And,
the conflict in itself is like, is that even ethical to be making money out of the art,
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels wrong that I want to go in that direction.
Yeah, got it.
Of wanting to make money from the art.
Would that be because you would be afraid, a little bit like this? Remember, there was these monkeys in a zoo, chimpanzees, and the zookeeper at the time said, "Oh, I wonder what would happen if we gave these monkeys an easel and some paints and a canvas and let them paint." And the monkeys loved it. The chimps loved it.
Oh.
They gave up everything just to paint.
Really?
Everything.
Wow.
Yeah, procreation, food, the whole lot. They would just paint all day long. Yeah.
Is this actually a true story?
It's a true story.
Huh.
And then the keeper thought, oh, I wonder what would happen if I gave them a reward, and started to give them a piece of fruit or a banana or whatever it was after they did each painting. Well, then the monkey's focus became more absorbed on the reward than the art.
Yeah. And it's difficult not to be more focused on the reward when you're constantly getting rewarded for it.
Yeah. And so then the art became nothing more than a dash.
Right, yeah.
Just to get the reward.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so the art went downhill. Now, that's probably what's going to happen if you have your mindset about scarcity and fear. Because naturally, what will your thoughts turn towards? I don't have enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I do this, I get this, and therefore now I don't have scarcity.
Yeah.
And I have abundance, and that's great.
Yeah. And I guess that's how most of us live.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah, and then you start to think, well, how many of these canvases can I crank out within the week to get the most amount of bananas? And then how can I invest those bananas to make even more bananas? And then I'm going to open a fruit shop.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to buy a plantation and have bananas coming out of my bananas. And you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then other people who don't have the fear of scarcity just continue to enjoy making art and may be paid for it very handsomely.
Yeah.
And then go, oh, yeah, that's nice. Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the more paintings I make, the more money I make. Sometimes that could be actually the opposite. Because if you think of it like this, let's say you made one great, say if you painted the Mona Lisa, right? And it sold for, say, $1 billion because everyone loved it.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you make another one, does that mean the first one's now going to be worth $1 billion?
No.
It might actually decreases the value.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's one of those funny things. We like to think about the more I make, the more I accumulate.
Yeah.
But that also means that the more the market is saturated.
Yeah.
So it might mean that you might even now, instead of selling one, you may need to make a whole lot more.
Yeah.
To actually just accumulate the wealth of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only we were all still hunting and gathering.
No, that wouldn't solve it either, unfortunately.
What do you mean? It totally would.
No, it wouldn't solve it either.
Why? We'd be moving from spot to spot. Like, there'd be no farms.
True. That's true.
You know, people would go out and hunt, and then other people would gather berries and whatnot. And then you could make art in your downtime, not for anything but yourself.
Yes, that's true. That's it. That's all good points.
Yeah.
And I like that idea. That'd be fun.
It's good.
Yeah. But you can still live in a society and have all of these fun little toys and whatnot, but you got to have the right mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hunting and gathering would be a wonderful lifestyle, but you'd still come down to the essence of scarcity at some stage.
Right, yeah.
Because you might be walking into some patch that's just been ravaged by a whole lot of hungry hippies, and they may have picked everything dry. And then you may not have the energy to walk the extra couple of kilometres to find the berries that haven't been picked to death. Or you might find, a nice happy stoned hippie that might share some of their berries with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you have no fear of scarcity, then that's okay.
Yeah. Simply it comes down to fear. You don't need to use fear as a tool for navigating the planet. In fact, it's much worse.
Yeah.
Because simply, if you're driving towards, say if you're driving a car and it spins out of control and you see a tree in front of you, don't keep looking at the tree.
Yeah.
You need to look away from the tree and your hands will steer in a different direction. And that's just how it is, like when you focus on the thing that you don't want, that's usually what you get. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it comes much faster because you think that that's all there is for you.
Yeah, you totally believe in it.
Yeah, and then you just bring it towards you so much faster.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you think that money creates bad art, for you it probably will.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But if you think that money could maybe up your living conditions, and you could buy better materials and it would support the whole thing because you could spend more time making art and really, get stuck into it, it may then for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or you might die before you get a chance of doing any of that.
Yeah, and that's also totally fine.
Yeah. Oh, it's so dark.
Well, on that note.
Yeah. I think we should probably leave it there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, Nat. See ya.
Bye.